Good morning. Good morning for summer solstice. We have a little bit of background noise, so I hope that you can still hear me. In the Northern Hemisphere, we are celebrating summer solstice, and so I have got an altar in front of me here with lots of my yellow and gold crystals. I wonder if I can bring it into shot here without it all falling apart. There we go. Okay, so that is my crystal altar for summer solstice. Okay, beautiful. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the energy of solstice, what is solstice, before we actually dive into the energy that wants to come forward for this year. Okay, let me just move that out of the way. And I'm choosing to use some golden yellowy colours. The gold, that sort of goldy brown might show up better. Okay, so just connect with your page. Take a sip of water. Feel a little bit distracted with the noise. But again, what has been going on around me is the preparing the ground, getting the ground ready. So let's use that. Let's use that interruption and that distraction to say what is actually going on. So at solstice, it is time to pause. To pause, to slow down. Why? Because the sun stands still. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. It reaches, it reaches the highest or the lowest. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it will be the lowest point. But it reaches the only word I can come up with is climax. It reaches a climax for the Northern Hemisphere, we have the longest day and the shortest night. And that really is the essence of solstice, is this, it's a turning point. I find it quite interesting that I'm working up my page. So we just notice things like that whenever we are doing this sort of work. It's a turning point in the year. And it is, it's a highly charged spiritual time. You will feel in the Northern Hemisphere, there's this amplification of energy. In the Southern Hemisphere, you will be feeling that, you've been withdrawing. But I'm going to just say, bear with me if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, because the energy that I am feeling wants to come onto the page. So this is a highly charged point of the year. It is the opportunity to slow down, to pause, to stop and reflect. Stop and reflect. Where are you? What's been going on for you in the first 6 months of the year? And we are in the phase of the moon where we are still setting intentions, where we're bringing our wishes in. So, at that point of reflection, what has been going on for you in the first 6 months? And then what do you want to call in for the rest of this year? That's an energy that wants to come on here. Now, as I was walking around my the site where I'm staying, I'm recording this in Glastonbury, which is pretty exciting to be here for solstice. And on the campsite where we're staying, there's a little herb garden, and the two herbs that jumped out at me. It said, please, please help yourself. Please pick a herb. And so that's what I did. And this one, I just pinch that. That is mint. And the other one is a beautiful lemon balm. Okay. The other energy that felt it wanted to come onto this page is, as I've got here, I've got my rose quartz point there, and I've got a little bit of rose oil in my spray bottle of water, which I'm going to add to the page. All of these, now the energies are starting to come onto the page as we pause, as we slow down. And I'm just going to change, I feel I need a green pen to just bring the words for that energy of the mint and the lemon balm onto the page. Hopefully you can see this better than the yellow. Okay, what have we got for mint? Mint, these are the energies coming in for solstice, for you, for the collective, on a personal level, and for what is going on around you. Okay, they're cleansing. I love this phrase. Mint clears stagnant energy. So at this point of reflection, we're allowing the energy just to clear anything that is, lingering, stuck, and it's linked to your throat chakra, mint. So what's stuck in your throat, what is stuck, and allow the energy of mint to just clear all that. So we're creating space. So at this moment where, on this sacred solstice day, when we pause, we slow down, we reflect, we are creating space. Lemon balm is heart-centered. It is uplifting. When we stop and we slow down and we create the space, we can then connect with that uplifting energy. It's a very gentle, protective, energetic shield. So you might like to think of, if I want something really soft here, let's just take one of my neo colours. I do love the neo colours, and it's really interesting. I keep drawing green boundaries on my pages. Let's take that energy. Let's take the energy of lemon balm from there, and just bring it round and create yourself a very soft and gentle shield, because we are surrounded by lots that is not aligned, that is not peaceful, that is not the energy of love and light. So just take that energy of lemon balm, which is abundant. If you've ever grown lemon balm in your garden, you will know that it is a prolific grower, as is mint. These both have the energy of abundance. We do need to protect our energy. Okay. This goes across the page. Abundance. Abundance. And that too is the energy that we bring in when we think of rose. The aromas that I'm getting from my page are very much the mint and the lemon balm and the aroma, the scent of the rose. And we awaken our senses when we do this work. You know, we awaken all of our senses. So it's there's a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all of this integrated. Balanced. The energy of the rose, the biggest symbol for rose, of course, is the energy of love and joy. And that's what we are bringing into this moment, this solstice, when we choose to pause and we choose to slow down. Okay, I'm just going to move my leaves there, because what I feel I want to do is really get some paint onto this page. And the symbol that keeps coming for me is one of sunflowers, you know, big blooms, expansive. So let's see what happens. I've got some paint, but I've also got some of my crayons. It's really quite interesting. You know, what are we holding on to? What do I need to let go of? Well, really, this paint is finished. This little bit of paint, really, I don't know that there's anything left in there. But how often do we keep going? We keep trying to squeeze out the last little bit of energy. And, you know, that's when we think about protecting our energy, you know, it's not going until you've got nothing left. It's time to refill. Maybe you're at that point of your journey where you need to refill, and that's what you will get from solstice, from pausing, from slowing down. And for some reason, I want to have a little bit of blue on here as well, and just go with, you know, what wants to come. What wants to come. I've got these dark circles of my what I think are going to be sunflowers, but who knows? Who knows? Let's just. I was also thinking about the, you know, what sacred symbols want to come in at solstice, and for me, there is the this triple spiral. Let's just get a triple spiral coming in here before we go any further. Okay. Great fun to draw triple spirals, because you really have to slow down to work out which way is it going, and then once it's there, you can reinforce it. Love that. And as I am in Glastonbury, we obviously have the symbol of the Vesica Piscis from the Chalice well, so we will have one of those on this side of the page. And as I'm painting these symbols, I'm just, you know, I'm interested in what wants to come through, because quite often these things are not planned. You know, what we end up with is not a beautiful page necessarily, but we have wisdom and messages that want to come in, and we just allow that. There's something that's, you know, we want this green. Perhaps I need to have, you know, our boundaries are gentle, but they are also strong. Move my little Vesica symbol that way. Okay. Let's see what happens when we just start to paint whatever shapes want to come onto your page. are these flowers? Yes, I think they are flowers. They are flowers, but not as, this is the expansive solstice energy. And as I'm painting those, what I'm seeing is I'm actually seeing the balance of a sun that for the northern hemisphere is bright and sunny, but in the south, it's your longest night, your shortest day. Maybe that's wants to come in with this centering here, and then we've got these sun's rays. I thought I was going to come to this page and paint sunflowers. Apparently not. Just allow what wants to come onto your page. And if your inner critic is going, oh my goodness, that is a real mess, well, no, it isn't actually, because underneath what appears to be messy, we have the structure of this sacred geometry. And you can almost completely paint over that, but it's still there. I just want another one there. Just go with what wants to be on your page. And then one of the delights of this process is then taking time with your journal and reflecting on your page and going, oh, okay, that was really interesting. What happened there? I'm loving how this yellow and those blue centers of my flowers are sort of turning my whole page green, coming back to my mint and my lemon balm. There we go. So again, it's really interesting how this boundary wants to keep coming back in here, in this, and it's a green, it's heart chakra boundaries. We create this safe space for ourselves. We are protecting our energy, and we do that as an act of self-love, of self-care. And we weren't necessarily taught to do that as women, as children, to, you have to be there, all things to all people. And that's some solstice wisdom that is coming through for me. Okay, this is what we let go of, is this old narrative of, well, you've got to do it all. Take a step back and look at your page. What is still coming through. For me, I want to reinforce that beautiful Vesica Piscis symbol, which is representative of the masculine and feminine coming together, united, unified. It's all the things, all of it. There's an interesting phrase that's what came through from that rose. There's a little extra flower down there, isn't there? Let's get some more yellow. Do you think you finished yet? Well, no, not necessarily. Keep going. When you feel like you think, oh, can I keep going? Can I keep doing this? And you go, yes, you can. Cross that boundary. There's a very loud bird outside. And, reminding myself about the mint being part of this activates your throat chakra. What do you want to say? We've created the space now so that you can say you can speak from a place of love. That's what I'm getting from this page. Loving this dark green flower down here in the corner of my page. Just move those pens out the way. Okay. I was sort of amused by my page because I thought I was going to be painting sunflowers. And somewhere on YouTube there is a video of me painting sunflowers. So maybe that's what I need. If you would like to paint sunflowers, I will refer you to that video. Because this is about the structure of sacred geometry underneath what appears to be slightly chaotic energy of these flowers, but they are holding the balance, these dark centers and the rays of the bright sun coming from them. I just realized I have got a little bit of white. Let's get some white on here. Because the mint and the lemon balm energies were both also symbols of clarity. And, you know, sometimes we do need just to bring a little bit of clarity into what we are working with. Is shining a light. You know, this work of soul journaling, there is no right or wrong. Whatever wants to come onto your page is absolutely perfect. And immediately I can begin to see those, there's an abundant energy of all of these flowers that are on my page. You know, I started with just a few and then we go, oh my goodness, there's so many. There we go. And I'm just going to bring that Vesica Piscis symbol to the fore. Okay. Okay. Well, I think my page is finished. Maybe. Let's have a, you know, whenever I'm if in doubt, go to your finger. You know, what wants to come onto your page. And as soon as we do that, it's immediately obvious that we have got those fingerprints. You know, we've got this edge that we are claiming back to this boundary, shining the white light onto my page. It's an expansive energy wanting to come in there as well. Limitless potential, limitless possibilities for the next 6 months of your year. So thank you for joining me for this slightly surprising solstice page. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd be fascinated to know what comes through for you. Do share in the comments, and I look forward to seeing your pages.